Welcome back, everybody. We're going to call these the Reddit Rundown because I'll eventually end up on Reddit looking at comments about this. But today we have the TWAB, a little TLDR for people about what I'm going to be covering today. The Witch Queen's pushed back. We're probably getting rid of sunsetting. Also, PvP's getting a nice look. Volta Glass is going to have some interesting conditions around World First. Plus, Bungie is going to begin to develop what I have been kind of predicting myself. They're going to have a standard version of an event and kind of an upgraded master version of events. They're going to talk about that in here. I've seen a couple of these events, especially in the new Battlegrounds. I think there would be some definite interest, shall we say, in making like a master version of a Battleground. I know that the Grandmaster Nightfalls have been popular. I've tried several times and failed miserably. But let's get into the TWAB here. So they're going to push back the Witch Queen. As we begin to scale production, Witch Queen, we made the difficult but important decision to move its release to early 2022. Okay, so what does that mean? Nothing more than what we had already, than is what had happened previously. Seasons will be extended. We'll have some extra time to get ready for the new DLC, get some more resources, things like that. I'm personally not too worried about. So they go into a little bit of why they're doing it. It is definitely fair to say, and they say it in this sentence right here, right there, COVID has really slowed down the development process. They're all kind of fragmented, working from their homes. There's a lot of work on their plate. I get it. Doesn't bother me. I want a quality game. I want these fixes to be in place. I want these things to happen. And I'm totally happy with the delay. Not pissed off one bit. Transmog, I'm really excited for. So let's get into that. First things first. Season 11, we introduced Infusion Caps. That meant that weapons were being sunset. Infusion Caps helped us meaningfully shift the meta in Beyond Light and create a rewards ecosystem that was manageable to balance and monitor. So basically, Bungie started doing sunsetting to get rid of old versions of weapons to bring them back. People got pissed about that. I think that, and I said it at the time, is that they have to rework their code. I think the reason why we're getting this now is, one, we have complained a bunch. Totally fair. Two, Bungie has had the time to rework their code and to bring the game engine up to current technology. Consider for a moment how old Destiny 2 is. Just consider that for a moment. Okay. We've made the decision that any weapon or armor that can currently be infused to max power will continue to be able to reach max power permanently. Starting in Season 14, we won't be capping infusion on weapons or armor that have not already reached the cap as of the start of Season 13. Okay, that's good news. So we might have to farm for some new roles, but you might have to farm for the roles you want. But once you get them, you can keep them. And so basically we have to go through one more round of farming for the weapons with the roles we want. I don't think people will be too pissed about it, knowing what's going to happen, what is going to happen on the backside. Because we won't be capping our weapons anymore, we must consider more variables in the game balance of our upcoming seasons and releases. So expect to see tuning when it comes to our biggest outliers in PvP and PvE. Yes, I'm looking at you, Fellwinters and Warmind Cells. Okay, so Warmind Cells are probably going to get nerfed. Fellwinters is going to have a change. That's totally viable. That's what's going to happen. I'm not too worried about that. The meta's going to shift. Things will probably get a good serious nerf. No big deal there. This is something else that I've seen interesting. So in this next paragraph called Power Play, instead of the light for each new season going up by 50, it's going to be 10 for the non-DLC seasons. Check this out. Now that we've talked about rewards, let's talk about power. Last year, we started a paradigm where we raised the overall power cap by 50 each season. While this helped ensure that Infusion Caps shifted the meta, it also made each season feel like a significant reset to power once you had accumulated. I can agree with that. I don't have the 8 to 10 hours at launch to put in to get my power up super fast on my first character. So to combat this, we've experimented with a new power level cap starting in Season 14. We will only be raising the power cap by 10 for non-expansion seasons. So for each new DLC, you'll probably you'll get back to the power cap going up by 50. But for seasons within the DLC, it's only going to go by 10. I do like that. All right. Angels of Death. Here's, for all the people in PvP, here's your section. This is what you've been begging for the past several TWABs, past several months. So, PvP, this is for you. Like many of you, I'm passionate about the PvP community in Destiny 2, and it's clear that we haven't had a consistent message around those modes, really. Direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. The fact that they're saying this goes directly at the people who have been proclaiming, and I think rightly so, that Destiny 2 Bungie does not care about PvP. All of the recent changes have been to the PvE sandbox, not PvP. Trials has a ton of cheaters, problems going, which we will get to. It's a simple vision, but it's one that's crucial to making the game feel like a real place for those players that crave that showcase, where the rewards you've earned, the skill you demonstrate, and how you've built your Guardian all matter. So let's talk about what we're doing this year for PvP, starting with our 2 priorities: improving gameplay, sandbox balance in Crucible, and upgrading the experience of our most aspirational game modes. Okay. This is interesting. They're taking out 3-peaking. Listen. In Season 15, we'll be addressing 3-peaking in Trials and Competitive. In these modes, emotes will be disabled and players will be unable to pull out any third-person weapon that doesn't have ammo. So if you have a sword that has no ammo, you cannot pull it out. You cannot emote anymore in these modes. Third-person experiences are what make part of Destiny gameplay feel so good, but it was clear in our most competitive arenas that these mechanics were being used in ways we did not intend. This is a tricky problem to solve in Destiny's complicated sandbox, but we think this is a good starting point. At least they're trying. Okay, this is what all the PvP people have wanted, and I get you, all you Crucible sweats, the Trial sweats. This is for you, and I get it. I completely get it. I'm not that sweaty. Okay, but this is good stuff. Second, over the next several seasons, we'll be making several changes to Stasis and Light subclasses in order to achieve a healthier balance of subclasses in Crucible. Across Season 13 and 14, we'll be adjusting Stasis and Crucible in order to bring its overall effectiveness in line with our light subclasses. Here are some changes you can expect. All of this stuff is good. They're going to give you back the Shatter Dive damage, but they're going to take away the Hunter Super damage and tracking, which I think is necessary. That's why Hunters do so well in PvP. All you got to do is cast your super at the right time, and you'll take out the entire squad, especially Trials. So I like what they've done here. I do. You can take a look at this. Decrease super damage reduction for the Titan. Increase super energy cost when performing light attacks. So basically, they're nerfing the Stasis Titan. Pretty much, yeah. Remove freeze AOE on the supercast. Yeah, they're pretty much nerfing the Titan. All nerfs all the way around. And then decreasing the Hunter super power, decreasing the slow attacks applied to targets. So probably they're going to reduce the time that you're slowed when you get hit by the Hunter distance melee, the shuriken. That's nice. But they're going to increase the Shatter Dive reduction. Or they're going to increase the Shatter Dive damage back to where it was. I like that. Okay. For Season 15, we're looking at universal adjustments to stasis by increased damage reduction when frozen to provide more stability, more survivability for the victim. I like that too. Following Stasis tuning in 15, there will also be focus on light subclasses and a release of a set of targeted buffs to our most underutilized specializations. I like that too. So they're really gonna balance it out. I like that. Finally, we want to continue to adjust the weapon archetype performance and introduce new perks that shift the meta. Okay. That's all good stuff, and that's something that I like. They say also here, this is interesting, we're aiming to double the size of the game security team. Okay. We've begun regular surveys to better understand your experiences with cheating. And I can say that I have seen the results from myself and various streamers. I've seen those results. It's happening. Probably not at the pace we all want, but it's still happening. Here's some interesting things about trials. They're trying to make it more appealing to a wider audience. They're going to incentivize a wider audience to engage by increasing the health of the matchmaking pool. Okay. Rebuild the trials reward structure so it encourages more players to stick to their active cards longer. Current structure encourages a lot of recycling after single loss, meaning the first game of your trials has a high chance of being incredibly challenging. Here's one that's interesting. Investigate opportunities for solo players to participate in trials regularly. This is interesting. We believe this will not only make matchmaking pools healthier, but encourage more players to be involved. That's interesting. So you could essentially solo queue into trials. I don't know. I mean, I could see that being like you have freelance Iron Banner or regular Iron Banner. So if you have 4 friends and you go into Iron Banner, you can go into the standard one. If you just want to go in by yourself and run, you have freelance. Just like in survival. So, interesting stuff. Vault of Glass. Okay. Vault of Glass. This is interesting. I never played D1. I never played D1, but this some of the stuff I'm reading here is really cool. Vault of Glass will launch with a contest mode. Since this is a reprised raid, we're going to be doing World's First different. Players looking to claim the belt will not only have to complete the raid, but also a curated list of challenging triumphs. And while only one fire team will walk away with a belt, there will be plenty of opportunities to earn Bungie rewards. Aha. Okay, so they're going to give us Vault of Glass and a list of things to do if you want World's First. I like that. One last thing before the year end, we're looking at adding a master version of Vault of Glass. They've been really excited about how the Master and Grandmaster difficulties have altered Nightfalls. And we'd like all future raids and dungeons to offer Master difficulty versions where players can earn Adept gear. Okay, so they're working on the PvE sandbox, making it more viable. I like that too. Here's good news for everyone about Transmog. Transmog is coming. Yes, I'm pumped about Transmog. Ada's coming back. And you'll have tasks to complete to earn the materials to power her loom, which gives you the ability to do it. And then you can build your own ornaments, which I love. I love. I have a couple of armor sets that are no longer viable to really play, but I love the look. The Solstice 2019 armor is my favorite armor set in the entire game ever. I loved that armor so much. All right. Now, crossplay is coming in Season 15. Everyone's looking forward to that. They'll be testing. Here's something that really hit me in the heart. Some of you had noticed that Ikora Rey has not been nearly as present recently in Destiny 2. We've missed her as well. Not only will you see Ikora again in Season 14, she'll be playing a pivotal role in the Witch Queen. Yes! I'll be glad to see Ikora back. In Beyond Light, we introduced Stasis subclasses. Arc Solar Void. Stasis will continue to evolve into a fully supported damage type. In Season 15, we will introduce our first round of legendary stasis, energy, and power weapons. There will be a lot more info as we get closer. Okay, so yeah, they're going to introduce it. Some of the perks, like some of the gun perks, like an elemental capacitor, doesn't even list anything for stasis. So we'll see how that works out. And the new gilded stuff, Season 14 will have new gilded titles. I'm pretty darn happy with the TWAB. I do caution this. I give one caveat to this entire thing. People have a tendency to overreact to everything, both positively and negatively. Okay? Let's not get our hopes up too high. Let's not get our anger down too low. Let's keep it in the middle. Let's be realistic. Please don't overreact to stuff. Don't make extrapolations based upon things that you think you've heard or that Bungie may have said, a year ago about something. Life changes and evolves a great deal. So everyone, I hope you like the TWAB. This is good stuff. I'm happy about this. I hope you're happy about this. Thank you for listening. Please do like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love making these videos. I hope you do too. More podcasts are coming very, very soon. I'm excited for them. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.